Hey, good Monday morning. It has been at 10, July the 21st. Thanks for hopping on our show and joining our weather conversation here live from the Extol Media Studios in Uptown New Albany, Indiana, where we are going to be discussing another rain chance for today. I've got a flood watch for much of the area as well, although I think that's going to be a pretty low threat for today. But as we know, any of those downpours can be pretty heavy and just a low severe weather threat. So covering that, and then mostly dry for the rest of this week. We might get just a tiny break in the humidity tomorrow. We'll take a look at that little wedge of dry air, and then we're going to ramp up the heat and humidity, a little mini heat wave on the way as we head to midweek, and then some weekend rain chances. So never boring, our weather pattern here in 2025, as we are right around record territory as far as the muggiest weather pattern, the most moisture that we've held in the air for this long of a period of time. Really, since mid-June, it has been nothing but humid across the area. So again, plenty to talk about here on Ben at 10. Thanks for joining us, whether it's on my page, Extol Weather, my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine. I can put that there. You can see right there, Peine, or again, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube. Thanks for liking or subscribing there. And then also extolmag.com/weather. So thanks for popping on our show here, taking a live look outside. And there you can see the low clouds that we have across the area. And we are going to keep a mostly cloudy sky for today. The good thing about those clouds, it will likely keep us from getting into the 90s today. It was really oppressive heat and humidity out there, unless you did get a little bit of that rain yesterday. But we are going to keep a lot of the clouds around, and also still a chance for a few showers as we look at the radar and satellite. You can see a lot more rain out to the west. That's kind of fizzling out in southern Illinois, but it looks like we'll warm up enough that we're going to pop up a few showers and thunderstorms across the area. Notice we have just a couple of isolated showers at this time, and you can see a couple of those crossing over Madison, Indiana. So that's what we have out there at the moment. And we'll see who's popping in here this morning on this Monday. We've got, as always, we've got Beverly Hagist. A good morning from Borden, Indiana. Can't stay long. Going to Buc-ee's with my dog. Have fun out there at Buc-ee's. And we've got Christian Walker tuning in. Hey, good morning to you, Christian. Thanks for tuning in to Ben at 10 this morning as well. I want to give a couple shout outs here as we get things rolling along. And the shout out I always like to give first here is extolmag.com/weather. We got our live stream up right there right now. Interactive radar, 7-day forecast that I posted this morning right there. Also, the updated weather story. So, yeah, we're going to cover all of this. But if you want kind of a quicker snapshot, if you like to look at maps and read and take things in, we're all different. Some of us are readers. Some of us are listeners, some of us are watchers. So one more day of rain chances, then drier. There's that little wedge of drier air kind of pushing in for tomorrow. I think it'll be noticeably less humid tomorrow. I think you'll notice that. And so there you can see the maps for today with some of these spotty rain chances, the forecast today. And again, I'm just scrolling down here at extolmag.com/weather. This is extolmag.com. Again, there's the 7-day forecast. And hey, there's Michael Long with American Family Insurance, one of our new partners here on Ben at 10 and Extol Weather. Live look out there as well with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. Looks like some bugs flying around the camera there, and some low clouds for most of us across the region. So a little bit of a gloomy start here on this Monday with the cloud cover out there now. So getting a few more comments popping in. Keith saying, should we be building an ark? It seems like it. I mean, about every 1 out of 2 days on average this year, we've had at least a trace of rain. It's been incredible. So enough. Tim Furnish, rain in Madison. Yeah, we'll take a look at that with the live radar here in just a second. And thanks for that report. Mary, thanks for tuning in this morning. Solberger, we've got Mary popping in there this morning. Thanks for tuning in here. And again, want to give a shout out as well to lionsroofingco.com. So 812-294-3595. And they mentioned on Facebook, I think over the weekend, bear with them. They're trying to get to as many roofs as they possibly can. Of course, dealing with rain. And hopefully, we'll be able to pick up the pace with some drier days after today. So we do have some good news in that forecast. I feel like I've been bringing a lot of bad news lately with this summer pattern that we've been in. But thanks again to all the work they do, locally owned family company here out of Memphis, Indiana, lionsroofingco.com. And you go to the career section, and there is a job opening there, a roofing repair technician. Give them a call, or you can apply online for that if you know a friend or family member, or maybe it's you that needs a job opportunity. And of course, there are a lot of job opportunities here at Libs Paving. You see that LIBS paving.com. Upper right-hand corner is the careers section. It'll tell you about all the benefits, about all their company, and then you scroll down and you can go to the apply now. You can see all the available employment opportunities right there. And of course, you get the paycheck, and then you can put it into your account at NWSB. People you know wherever you go, banking the way you want. So newwashbank.com. And you can also level up your career, get your certification here. There's 42 different programs. We're in the summer session, but now's the time. If you want to learn more, you can go to ivytech.edu, head to the Sellersburg section. You can register for Tuesdays at the Tech, get one-on-one information about their courses, about their programs, about their partnerships, tuition, financial aid, all that good stuff right there at ivytech.edu. That's right off exit 9 up I-65, just north of downtown Louisville in Sellersburg. So check them out. And again, that is ivytech.edu. And one more partner here, Michael Long, American Family Insurance, buddy of mine for a long time. And again, he gives back to the community every year, especially, sports programs and helping out his community and the surrounding communities in Southern Indiana. So thank you, Michael, for helping out there. Proud to be an American Star certified agency with excellence in customer experience. So this is Michael Long with American Family Insurance. You can contact him 812-578-3072. Again, he's helped me out with 2 bad accidents. Had to get auto body repair done, and then my mom's roof here recently. So been a great help, great communicator. So really easy to work with. You can go to amfam.com and search Michael Long there for more information as well. And we're going to bring up that live radar here and take a look at the active weather that we have. Just a little bit out there now. We get a little bit of rain around Madison, Indiana. We'll see likely some pop-up downpours today. No severe weather expected with this. And then looking ahead to some drier days before maybe some more weekend rain chances are back in that forecast. Getting a few more comments popping in here. Celeste, good morning from Elizabethtown. Thanks for tuning in there. We've got Mike Whaley with a good morning. Celeste asking, when is all this rain going to be done and over with? So pretty much a break for the rest of the work week after today, Celeste. But then this weekend, it looks like we'll be back to some rain chances. So we're going to have a ridge of high pressure kind of build in. That should put a lid on our storm chances, giving us mostly dry conditions Tuesday through Thursday, maybe an isolated pop-up on Friday. So looking at let's do a tour of the radar before we get to the forecast. Vicky Berger, hey, Ben, again, thanks for popping into our Extol Unfiltered with myself and Angie Fenton last hour at 9 a.m. So most of the area is dry. As we look up here toward Madison, you can see just a little bit of light rainfall there over the Madison community, with the heavier downpour over the Brooksburg area just off to the east of Madison. And then northeast of North Vernon, there's some rain. And then as you head up towards Edinburgh, some rain up I-65 just north of our area up in central Indiana. Again, most spots are dry as we cruise around the radar. As Lillian Lasley, who tunes in a lot here from Litchfield, you've got a few of these showers in northeastern Grayson County on either side of Clarkson, Kentucky. But not a whole lot out there at this time. But that could definitely change later today as we bring up the weather models here in just 1 second. So let me bring this back up. And just a reminder, too, we're just talking about our partnerships. If you'd like to partner up We can be your Southern Indiana megaphone and beyond, of course, into Kentucky. Ben at extolmag.com. If you want to learn more about Extol Media, Extol Weather, we've got marketing solutions, PR solutions, and just advertising solutions. If you want to become a sponsor or a partner, email me or Jason at ben@extolmag.com, jason@extolmag.com, or you can just email me a weather question if you got something you're wondering about. So our weather headlines for your July 21st. Do have a flood watch. I think that's going to be really isolated, depending on if we get a slow-moving downpour to move over your localized area, but some spotty rain and storms in the forecast again for today. It's looking dry Tuesday through Thursday, and then this weekend we'll bring back some rain chances, and then some extreme heat, meaning we could see heat index values around 105 or so for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So ramping up the heat as we turn drier. So speaking of that drier air, we'll take a look at this with the weather models. But so the blue is good news. That pink and that red, that's the tropical air getting pushed out to the west. So we're going to have a light east breeze coming in tomorrow, and that should drop the dew points from the 70s to the 60s. That means some drier air trying to wedge in for like one day. So I do think you may notice just a little bit of a drop in that humidity for our Tuesday. So more on that just ahead. For today, we'll go 88 for that high, mostly cloudy out there with some spotty showers and thunderstorms. Not expecting severe weather with this. About a 40% chance of that shower or thunderstorm for today. And the wind is going to be very light and variable. And Lillian Lasley popping in with a good morning. I was just talking about you and that little shower just to the northeast of Litchfield right now. UV index at a high level of 7 today. So despite the cloud cover, you get any peak in the clouds, you can get a pretty easy sunburn. So still might want some of that sunscreen today, despite mostly cloudy conditions, humid out there with that high up to 88 degrees. And again, just that light breeze. Check out the sunset, 9:01. We're getting pretty close. We'll be having before 9 p.m. sunsets later on this week, which is kind of a bummer. Our days are getting a little shorter and shorter. Our sunrises are getting a little bit later in the morning, you may notice, and our sunsets just a wee bit earlier as well. Forecast tonight, not quite as humid during the overnight, low of 70. I think some outlying areas, some valley spots might be able to hit the upper 60s for low temperatures. So feeling a little bit better out there tomorrow morning. And speaking of feeling better, again, a little bit lower humidity. We're looking at upper 80s for our Tuesday, July 22nd. Here's your forecast for tomorrow. Around 70 out the door, 84 at noon, and upper 80s for tomorrow afternoon. Normal high is 89, so kind of right on target as far as temperatures tomorrow. Normal low 71, and our sun up now at 6:37 and setting at 9:01. So the 7-day forecast, we've got 95 back-to-back for Wednesday and Thursday with a heat index around 100 to 105. Warm nighttime temperatures. And again, I was communicating with the National Weather Service in Louisville, the official climate site there at Standerford Field or Muhammad Ali International Airport. And my question was, are we near record territory as far as mugginess? And one way to judge that is the nighttime temperatures. If you have high dew points, a high level of moisture in the air, your nighttime temperatures can't drop off below the dew point. So you're looking at lows in the 70s. So since June 13th, I think we've only had one day at 68 for a low temperature, otherwise all 70s. So we're looking at the longest stretch of the warmest nighttime temperatures. So we're right around the muggiest summer on record. So kind of interesting stat there. And then 94 on Friday with just an isolated pop-up shower or thunderstorm, looks mostly dry. And then it looks like the highest chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms could be Saturday, and then a few pop-ups here and there for Sunday and into Monday as we get kind of back into that muggier pattern. But a lot of 90s on the way. Really no significant relief except the humidity drops off just a touch for tomorrow. And we've got Kimberly Bishop. I just sent you time-lapse photos from Thursday's flash flood from my camera. Thank you, Kimberly. I'd like to check that out. I will soon. And Alberta with a good morning. And another good morning from Tammy Morton. Thank you guys for popping on our Ben at 10 show here on this Monday. Hope your week is starting off good. Hope you had a good weekend as well, despite kind of crummy weather, although we're perhaps getting a little bit used to this kind of weather. So here's, again, a live look at the radar. We'll get into the weather models here in just a second, as we typically do right around 10:20 or so. Seeing a couple pop-up showers, mainly in Kentucky. Let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit around here. We've got eastern Grayson County. You got a couple little downpours, and they can be tiny, but they can be mighty. They can put down some brief, heavy rainfall. So just north and south of Clarkson, Kentucky, you've got some rain there, and there Bonneville and Hart County, Kentucky, you've got a couple showers. I know we've had viewers pop in our comments from LaRue County, just east of LaRue County. You've got a little shower there near Raywick in western Marion County, Kentucky. A couple little showers on the Greene and Taylor County line, just southeast of Greensburg. A couple little tiny showers northeast of Campbellsville. Sprinkle east of Lebanon, Kentucky. Looks like a sprinkle trying to get going here east of Lebanon Junction in eastern Bullitt County. So most of these little tiny showers are popping up generally here in Kentucky. Not much happening in southern Indiana other than a little bit of a spritz here in Madison with that heavier downpour starting to move to the east of Brooksburg, Indiana. So most of southern Indiana is dry. Then you got some showers up towards Columbus. And we got Dennis Gregory from Bedford present and accounted for. Thank you. We're taking attendance this morning. Thanks for popping in. All right, here we go. We've got time now to bring up our future radar. Looking at the weather model data here. If you're a regular viewer, you know we typically start off with the high resolution rapid refresh weather model, and it's looking like it's picking up very well on the active weather out to our west. Pretty quiet around here, and let's see how this looks as we head into the rest of today. And looking ahead. So this is at 2 p.m. today. Starting to see a couple of those pop-ups as we get the sun to come out, maybe some areas as we warm up. The air becomes a little bit unstable. And you know the drill. Some of these cumulus clouds start to grow big enough that we get some of these downpours. Misty Frank, sun is out in Shively. We've got some peaks of sunshine coming out here this morning. Thanks for the sun report there. Good to see it. And then later on this afternoon, notice not a washout, by the way, today. And the latest trend here with this weather model has been a little better chance here over Kentucky of some of these showers and thunderstorms. So this here is at 4 p.m. today. As we head into 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So it looks like a little better chance late afternoon of some of these scattered showers and thunderstorms crossing the area. And if this trend continues, you know, south of the Western Kentucky Parkway or along and south of the Western Kentucky Parkway, maybe potential some heavier thunderstorms that direction. Here's 7 p.m. And so the flood watch goes until 8 o'clock because you can see we have some rain chances through that time period. Now, after sunset, most of this should begin to fade away, and we're not expecting severe weather with this activity. So this is around 9 p.m. sunset time, and notice as we lose the heat of the day, we'll start to lose the active weather. So there's 10 p.m. just after sunset, and then here is at 11 p.m. And that should shut off our rain chances for most of the rest of the work week. So that is the HRRR, the High Resolution Rapid Refresh weather model. Now, the Storm Prediction Center's risk of severe weather, we are not even in a risk of severe weather. That light green shading is just garden variety, pop-ups. And then the risk of severe weather way up in western North Dakota and into Montana. So not much active weather across much of the United States. It's hazy in Salem, Indiana. Thank you, Vicki Berger. Love what we call the ground truth, what's happening in your backyard as we can kind of compare it to the live radar and satellite as well. All right, the NAM 3 kilometer. Let me bring up the future radar again, just looking at that compared to the HRRR weather model. And this one shows more rain than there actually is across the area this morning. So this is at 11 o'clock. So it does not initialize very well. It's showing more rain than there actually is. So it's good to check out. When you look at the weather models, if you're ever playing around with the weather models, you can go to a lot of different free sites to check out all of the different weather models. But at time now, look at what's happening on the radar and then compare that, contrast that to what the weather model is saying. And then if one's not looking good, you might want to go with the other one. So the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh weather model, initializing much better than the NAM 3 kilometer. The weather models have been struggling, by the way, the last couple of days, which they often do in this kind of summertime, what we call convective pattern. Convective means storms, because storm is made of convection, a current going up and then back down like your convective oven. So this is looking at later on today with the NAM 3 kilometer. And it shows a little bit of a trend with some heavier rain over central and southern Kentucky, like the HRRR was doing as well. Not as much rain in southern Indiana. This is taking us around 5, 6 o'clock. It does have a few of those pop-up downpours across the area. So moral of the story is keep some of that rain gear around for today, just in case you get caught under one of these. And there you can see that's kind of similar to the HRRR weather model at around 7 o'clock. And then I would assume that as we head towards sunset, we'll start to lose the daytime heating and we start to lose this activity. So this is about an hour after sunset, things kind of fading away off to the south, leading us into a much drier weather pattern. Let me bring up the precipitable water. So this is the good news that I want to show you. Good news alert on this Monday. And we've got a couple more comments popping in. John Fox, good morning to you. Mary Frank, is the sun being out a bad thing? No, it's just tropical air. There's no severe weather threat. It's just going to be hot if you get sun. And then Mike Siebert with a good morning. Thanks for tuning in, Mike. Appreciate you. So this is going into tomorrow. Let's back out our view a little bit here. All right, so this is kind of interesting. We may get a 1-day break. So this right here is, I don't know, I'll just call it a wedge of dry air. And tomorrow we get a little bit of an east breeze. So notice that pushes the tropical air, which is the red, all out to the west and to the south. So I think you'll notice as we go from dew points in the 70s today, and then overnight and tomorrow morning, dew points that measure water content in the air drop down to the 60s. I think it'll be a noticeable change in the humidity. So a little bit of a break tomorrow. So that's tomorrow morning. This is going into the overnight. Let's go to around 7 o'clock, right after sunrise. And there you go. We're right on the edge of it, but it should be an improvement for us. So as we zoom in a little bit closer here, you can see up towards Madison and Cincinnati, even more dry air that way. So you're going to be feeling better the farther northeast you go, and then more humid the farther southwest you go across the region. That's a 7 o'clock. Let me go into the afternoon tomorrow. And again, feeling better for most of the area. So it's just kind of a cool look when we look at the precipitable water. This is a measure of the amount of, if we were able to squeeze out the atmosphere with a storm, how much rain you could squeeze out, basically. So this is the precipitable water, and it shows, you know, just tropical stuff down around the south and then off to the west. And for us, a 1-day break. And I say 1-day break because let me bring up the GFS weather model. So this is, you know, this afternoon, tropical. I'm going to jump this ahead to our 22nd of July afternoon. So this is tomorrow. There's that little bit of dry air trying to wedge into our area. And then I'm going to go to the 23rd, which is Wednesday. And then unfortunately, we may keep a little drier air there, but that tropical air is trying to move back in. We're looking at 95, the high heat index around 100, 105 for our Wednesday. Into Thursday, we're looking at this is kind of the comfort forecast. And then here comes back that tropical air. So anything in the red or that pink area, that's dew points in the 70s. That is the thick air you could cut with a knife, air you can wear, wall of mugginess as you step outside. So that would be heading back our direction throughout the week. We'll go Friday, the 25th. And mugginess for everyone once again, unless you head to the western half of the United States. Western Plains, Rockies, West, getting a reprieve from, well, they almost always have a reprieve from the humidity out that direction. Saturday, the 26th, we will go. And there you go. We're just all dripping sweat. There's the tropical air, full force this weekend. What does that mean for us this weekend? You sneeze and you pop up a storm. We're back to some scattered showers and thunderstorms this weekend. Here's the 27th on Sunday. Tropical air is back. Peggy Sipes with a good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Ben at 10 this morning. Here at 10:26 on our July 21st. Happy anniversary to my dad and my stepmom, Diana. Their 35th anniversary, by the way. And since we're talking about the weekend, let me go back to the Saturday, the 26th. We can bring up a look at the reflectivity. And you notice that we start to see a chance of some showers and thunderstorms back in that forecast for Saturday. That's your Saturday, 26th. Going to Sunday afternoon, a couple pop-up showers and thunderstorms again in that forecast. Today, it looks like we're in the upper 80s. We can try to keep it in the upper 80s tomorrow, but then we're back into a long stretch of 90s and a bunch of humidity as well. All right, so that is that. Let me show you as well the Climate Prediction Center's kind of a little bit longer range outlook as far as the temperature trend. And what do you guess, friends, the temperature trend is for the 6 to 10 day outlook? So this would be taking us past the 7-day forecast. So looking into the following week. And if you guessed warmer than normal temperatures, you are correct. Big ridge of high pressure over much of the United States. So anything in the orange and then kind of towards the reddish color, that means above normal temperatures of above normal chances of above average temperatures. And then the blue indicates a better chance of cooler than normal temperatures. Got to go out to California, Nevada, Oregon, Washington State to get some of that. 6 to 10 day outlook. Now you can go as well with the Climate Prediction Center and take a look at the 8 to 14 day outlook. It also shows much of the nation with above normal temperatures there. So just, summertime in full force, no doubt about that, for quite some time here. And again, as we that takes us through the weather model data here at 10:30, and I'm taking a live look outside at the corner of Vincennes and Market Streets, right outside the Extol Media Studios. And it is a bit of a gloomy start across the area, and we can get back to the live radar here in just a second as well. And thanks for when you comment. Thanks for showing us where you're from too. Love to see the representation all across Kentucky and Indiana, and every once in a while from across the pond. We'll get somebody tuning in from Scotland as well. Simon. I'm not sure if Simon's tuning in this morning. Just had the British Open. Congrats to Scotty Scheffler. He and Tiger won their first major to their fourth major in the exact time period in like 1,197 days. Both exact same days from their first major to their fourth major. Just a crazy stat. And we're back to the live radar here, seeing if anything else is popping up out there. Showers moving east of Madison, Indiana. Pretty much all dry throughout southern Indiana right now. We got a downpour up around Columbus. A few pop-ups here in Kentucky. Starting to see a shower develop here just to the southwest of Hardinsburg in Breckinridge County, right over 105, 1740 and 259, and then into western Hardin County, right on the Hardin and Grayson County lines. You guys have a couple downpours there. And then into Hart County between Bonneville and Munfordville, tracking a couple of little pop-up showers. Kind of scattered about in Taylor County, east of Campbellsville. Bardstown, maybe a sprinkle there. So not much happening at the moment, but again, a chance of some additional showers and thunderstorms from time to time later on today. And Lillian's got 85. That's pretty warm at your house. Let me look at Mary Dale. We've got, did you see Scheffler's little boy go out and see him after he won? Yeah, that's always a special moment when the golfers can bring out their family members. Or he's like rolling down the hill or whatever. But cute moment there. Happy for Scotty. He seems like a really grounded person. He's always talking about how, you know, it's exciting to win, but it's not the most important thing in life. All right, so let me bring up the forecast here. Got a little bit sidetracked. And there we go. So today, your weather headlines for your July 21st. Thanks for watching. If it's the replay, maybe you're watching this afternoon or this evening. Thanks for just dropping in the comments as well if you're watching that replay. Thank you very much. Of course, love it when you're live. Flood watch for today through 8 p.m. I think it's going to be very localized, isolated, no severe weather threat for today, but still a chance of some spotty showers and thunderstorms. I'd say about a 40% chance of that. A little better chance in Kentucky than Indiana. And then we're looking at dry weather for Tuesday through Thursday, mostly dry Friday before some weekend storm chances return. Some extreme heat in that forecast midweek. Looking at highs around 95 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Heat index likely over 100. And I was talking about this just a little earlier, that wedge of dry air that kind of pushes into our area, barely making it feel a touch better tomorrow. I think it's enough dry air that we can notice it tomorrow. So not as crazy sweaty as it has been. The play ball forecast today, so dodging a downpour or two with a high of 88. Thankfully, the clouds today, mostly cloudy conditions, will prevent it from hitting the 90s in most locations. That's what I was going to do. I was going to take a look at the radar and satellite because I know some of you have been reporting some peaks of sun out there. I'm just going to pop that up real briefly. Go full screen here. So we got a lot of clouds around Indiana. Notice the sun coming back out in Du Bois County around Jasper. And then you got some sun in southern Harrison County, and most of Meade County has some sunshine, a little bit of sunshine around Shively and towards the airport in parts of Bullitt County into western Nelson County. There's a couple of little areas of sunshine, then pretty sunny as you head towards downstate, towards the Tennessee state line. But for most of us, a lot of cloud cover, but seeing some areas of sunshine out there this morning. All right, I'm going to bring back up the forecast here for you. And UV index 7 today. So if you're in that sunshine for a little while, we're looking at 7. It's going to be lower if you're in the cloud cover, but generally 7. That's from the EPA. They give out the official UV index. July 21st forecast. That's today. 88 degrees. Spotty showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, humid, just a very light and variable wind out there today. Our sunset at 9:01. The bad news with that, if you love daylight, we're losing about a minute and a half per day. And so we're going to have those before 9 p.m. sunsets by later this week. And our sunrises are getting later. We're squeezing out that daylight from both ends. And tonight's forecast, 70 degrees, partly cloudy, not quite as humid as some of that drier air tries to move in. After sunset, any showers or thunderstorms will be fading away very quickly, so it looks like it'll be a dry night tonight. And your forecast tomorrow looks pretty good for your July 22nd, 70 out the door, 84 at noon. Should be a lot of sunshine out there, upper 80s, high UV index, a little bit lower humidity tomorrow. Pretty normal temperatures right at par for the course. Normal high is 89. Our normal low is at 71. And again, the sun up at 6:37. Sunset tomorrow at 9:01. 7-day forecast. So I got 89 tomorrow, 95s here back to back for Wednesday, Thursday, ramping up that humidity as we head through late work week and into the weekend. And eventually we're back to that really tropical air, which means pretty easy to pop up some spotty showers and thunderstorms for Saturday, Sunday, possibly into Monday. Hopefully we dry out a lot of our yards and gardens. The weeds are growing like crazy, and I'm mowing more weeds than grass in my yard right now, but did get a brief window of some dry time this weekend to get that yard mowed. So thankfully, with the dry weather the next several days, at least we'll have some time to get outside and get some work done if you need to do that. All right, that is the forecast there for you. Let me bring back this. And there we go. Let me bring that back out of full screen mode. As we head towards the end of our bin at 10, I want to remind you, you can always head to extolmag.com/weather. Got a lot of weather resources here for Southern Indiana and beyond. You've got your live stream there that we're on right now. Interactive radar, current conditions, 7-day forecast that I've got there. And then, and again, the weather story, which if you're just tuning in here, I showed this a little bit earlier, but I've got just a lot more details on the weather. Again, a lot of us, some of us like to read and just kind of look longer at the graphics in front of you, whether it's on your phone or your tablet or your PC. There you can check it out. There's kind of our weather blog for today with my write-up. And looking at some of the heat index values later this week, over 100. And there is Michael Long with American Family Insurance. And you can just click right there on that. It'll take you to his page. So anywhere in Indiana, he can help you out. I highly recommend, if you are questioning what insurance you had, you want to get a quote, you want somebody that really has your back, communicates rapidly, works with the adjusters, works with the roofing company or the car company or the auto repair company, give him a shout, 812-578-3072, or you can head to amfam.com and look up Michael Long there. And again, he recently worked with my mom and Lions Roofing to help out my mom to get her new roof and repairs done inside and outside from the storm damage. 812-294-3595 is the number to call for lionsroofingco.com. Lions Roofing, that is. You get your free estimate right there. And they also have, if you're looking for an opportunity, whether it's you, family member, a roofing repair technician, you can head there. There's a job opportunity there. And speaking of job opportunities, we've got a bunch of openings here for you at libspaving.com. Very easy to use, informative website right here. So just click on any of these jobs and you can apply it there. You can level up your career right here as well at ivytech.edu. Tomorrow is Tuesdays at the Tech. So you can register there for one-on-one information to learn more. 42 different programs offered. And personally, I highly recommend, if you have a child in high school, get them plugged into their system. You're talking about thousands of dollars that they can save if they go into post-secondary education, into college. They can transfer those credits to different colleges all over. 42 different programs offered, and you can get more information on the transfer admission guaranteed programs for high schoolers, 2 colleges at once. They're partnered up with organizations, businesses, and schools all throughout Southern Indiana. So love what they do for our area. Another live look out here with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation camera. And just looking at some cloudy conditions across the area, maybe a sprinkle or two over parts of Southern Indiana, Metro Louisville. And we've got a little comment here coming in from Mary Dale. In your ability to see down the road, do we have a forecast of nice weather in our future? Really depends on the definition of nice. I would say our nicest day, Mary, is going to be tomorrow as we get a little bit of drier air. The dew points go down to the 60s. So I think you'll notice it'll feel better tomorrow. That's going to be probably the best feeling day. Beyond that, the weather models were keeping it pretty muggy, same kind of weather pattern rest of this week, although drier. We're mostly dry tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This weekend, rain chances go up. But I was looking at way down the road into the first week of August, and it looks like this high humidity pattern just continues across the area. So hopefully at some point in August, we'll get a nice front to move through and really give us a nice change. But so far, Canadian air cannot be strong enough to push out the tropical air. Eventually, you'll get some cool air working up in Canada, and it'll be stronger than the muggy air. But right now, we just really don't see that happening so far. All right, thank you for your comments. And if there's any last comments, I'll check on that. But we'll get ready to say goodbye here. 10:41 on this July 21st. Thanks for watching our Ben at 10. Whether it's on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine. Thanks for tuning in there. Thanks for liking or subscribing on our YouTube channel as well, Extol Media. Head over there and like or subscribe, getting those numbers up there. A great way you can just bring it up full screen on your TV at home. Most of the smart TVs have that YouTube function, YouTube app. Extol Weather on Facebook, and then also extolmag.com/weather. All right, let's make it a great week, guys. Thanks for tuning in to our show this morning. Thanks for watching Extol Unfiltered at 9 a.m. with myself and Angie Fenton. Thanks for watching the replays if you're watching Extol Unfiltered or Ben at 10. So hello to you if you're watching this afternoon or later on tonight. Here we go. Last comment of the day. Vicky Berger, have a great day and make it a great week. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a good one.